Imagine this scenario. You have a form, and whenever someone submits it, you may want to receive a notification on Slack or automate other small tasks and receive this information in another platform. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can set that up. So let's jump right in. Hi, I'm Caio Calderari from AutomationHelpers.com. We help companies like yours get automated and grow by using industry-leading tools to build portals, apps, integrations, and much more. Subscribe to the channel if you want to leverage tech to help your business grow. Now, let's go for the tutorial. Okay, before we actually jump inside the tools and start building the forms and automations we are going to build in this tutorial, I want to talk about some specific use cases and scenarios so you can get a little bit more familiar with the situation that I'm going to be covering and talking about. Imagine this. You have a website, for instance, like we have, and you have a form on your website. This form could be for users to contact you, to book a call, to ask for a quote, to generate leads. So it could be a form on your website, or it could be something else. It is an internal tool that you have on your company, or you have a page or an internal application, or even a simple internal website for a wide variety of purposes. Maybe a team wants to ask information for another team, or open a new order, or add a new item on inventory. Maybe it's for the sales team, maybe it's for the marketing team or HR. Someone inside this company will fill out a form to request vacation time, or really to do any other thing that you might need to do internally on your business. Another common scenario is maybe you have a client portal that you provide to your customers, and your clients can go inside this portal, check information, and maybe they can open new tasks, they can create new orders, and by using forms, they can interact with you, your company, or services you provide using this client portal and using these forms. Okay, so this is the scenario. You will have forms, and these forms will be submitting information to someone or somewhere whenever someone submits this form, right? In terms of forms, there are a lot of different tools you can use to build these forms. I'm gonna give you a couple examples. One tool that you can use to build a wide variety of forms, and that's dedicated to building forms, is Fillout. Go to their website, the website's fillout.com, and check what they have available here. It's a very nice solution for building forms, and you can build a lot of different types of forms. Another option you can also use is Softr. Softr is a no-code app builder. It will allow you not only to create forms, but also create your internal application if you want to. This client portal that I talked about, for instance, you can build with Softr, or you can simply use it to build forms as well, because they have conditional forms. They have very nice forms that you can use to build these custom forms. And it's nice because if you end up building the entire internal solution for your team or for your clients, you can use their forms and build interfaces around the forms as well. So it can provide you a lot more than just a form, but you can also use it for forms if you wish to. Now, Airtable also provides forms as well. So if you're already using Airtable or considering using Airtable, you can also build forms within Airtable itself, and the information coming from this form can be added to your Airtable base, or with automations, we can also send this information to other places and applications as well. So Airtable can also be an option for you to build forms if you wish to. Of course, that with Airtable, you can also build a lot more than just forms. You can build your entire client portal if you wish to, and other types of applications, because it's very robust. Another option you can choose is Smart Suite as well, which is an Airtable alternative. It also provides you with forms, and you can also build more complex types of applications and internal solutions, because this is a work management platform. So you can build a lot of custom things and types of applications to use internally inside your company using Smart Suite as well. But they also provide forms if you want to build forms using it as well. Now, of course, there are thousands of different tools you can use to build forms, or you can even use app builders to build websites and build forms using the resources they offer internally. You could build a form using code as well. So you can feel really free to use any solution you want, either use a no-code tool, a no-code app builder, or even custom code your own forms. The fact is, you're gonna have a form, and this form will send information to a place. And now we wanna get this information from this form, of course, and we wanna store this information on our database, or at least receive this information on our email inbox or any other place. Now, how do we actually make sure we can get the form submission and we can notify someone from our team or send a message to our Slack channel? So that's what we are going to cover here in this video. And I'm going to also provide you with a couple more examples of what else you could do while using automations. So if we take a look here at Fillout, it provides you with a lot of integrations out of the box. So as we can see, we can use Fillout to build forms. And of course, the forms we can build here within Fillout, it's a little bit more customizable in many ways if we compare to the types of forms we can build using Airtable and Smart Suite, for instance. So the difference between the tool you're gonna use to build forms is basically the type of form you wanna build and what kind of tool will allow you to build that specific type of form you wish to, and the experience and design of that specific form, and of course, your preference in terms of which tool you want to use to build your forms, okay? So as we can see here, Fillout will provide you with built-in integrations with the most popular tools out there. So you can build a form that will automatically synchronize and send information to your Airtable bases, or to your Notion account, to Google Sheets. You can even send information to HubSpot, Stripe, Salesforce, and much more. And as we can see here, we have this Team Slack integration that we can use to automate our form submission notifications and send this notification to our Slack channel, or to a specific person, or to all the team members that are in that specific Slack channel, okay? Now, if we want to build more complex types of automations, and we not only want to send information to Slack, we can use other types of automation tools. For instance, we can use Zapier, we can use Make, or even Pipedream, depending on the type of automation we want to build. Now, let's jump right in and start building our form together here inside Fillout so you can actually see how it works. All right, so I'm inside Fillout right now. And I'm going to click here to make a Fillout, okay? I have a couple options. Start from scratch, pick a template, or use this option here to connect with external tools. I also have an option here to import existing forms if I wish to, okay? Now I'm going to click here to connect, and then I can pick an integration. I see Airtable, Notion, Google Sheets, Smart Suite, Monday, and many more. If I don't see the one that I'm looking for, I can click here to connect to other ones. And now it's going to ask me to choose a theme, okay? This is the design of my form. So I have a lot of pre-built themes here. I can also customize it and pick my own theme and change the colors based on my brand style guide. For now, I'm going to pick this light one because I think it looks okay. So I'm going to pick this one and click here to create a form. Now I'm going to give my form a name, click continue. Now I am on the form builder. Here, I can use any of these options here, these components, and start dragging these components to the middle of my editor here on this canvas. And this way I can visually build this form. Are you enjoying this content so far? If so, click the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Okay, so I've built a very quick and simple form. Of course, you can go crazy. There are a bunch of options available here for you to add extra fields, very nice types of fields, images, drop downs, signature, voice recording, file uploader, color picker, and many, many more. So take your time to play with Fillout if you're interested in this tool. I have a couple fields here. The first one is name. The second one is email. Then I have a selector, a drop down field that's going to be used to allow the user to select some of the options that I'm going to configure in a sec. And we also have this input field which is a text field for the users to describe a little bit about their project. So this form is gonna work as like a form for a company that provides services, and this person can request a quote or something like that, or actually send an initial contact message on the website, okay? So here, of course, we can customize this even further. We can add placeholders. Here, I can customize all the options. Okay, so I have my form ready. Name, email, select a type. We have a couple options, app, portal, and integrations. And we also have a field so they can describe their idea a little bit more. The submit button is here. Now we can go to the next tab, which is the integrations tab. And here we can select Slack, click here, and then it will ask us to connect Fillout with our Slack account. So let's do it. Click here to connect. Once I see this page, I have to grant access to my Slack channel and account. I'm going to click allow. Now the next step is to select the channel that I want to send information to whenever someone submits that specific form, okay? So I'm going to select one here. And then I have two options here. I can send all fields, or I can type in a custom message. And if I want to customize this message that I'm going to submit to Slack, I can type here the exact message structure. So I could say, this message is coming from my fill out form. And here I could create something like this, name, and then I can add the reference fields that I have on my form, and then add the name, the email. And this way I can fully customize this message, choosing which fields and information I want to send to my Slack channel, okay? I also have an option here that I can use to create specific conditions. So what I could do, for instance, is to create a rule here, a condition that will filter the email messages. For instance, if I select a specific type and say, whenever the type is app, I can create this condition. So anytime this condition is true, this message will be sent to my Slack channel. And if it's false, if the selected type is not app, I could say, do not send this to that specific Slack group or channel. So this way I could define different behaviors and organize this information in different ways. So I could control which group or which channel will receive messages when they want to build apps, and maybe I can send a different message to another Slack channel when they want to build integrations, and so on. So this gives me a lot of flexibility and power to control this integration in a more granular level. In this case, I'm not going to use the conditionals. I just want to customize the message so you can see how it works. And then I'm going to click here to finish this setup. As we can see, I have a connection with Slack ready to go. And then I can click publish. And then I can click here to visit my form. All right, so this is the form I've just created. Let's test it now and see if when I submit a message here, if I will actually receive this message on my Slack channel. Okay, now I'm going to click submit. The message was sent. Let's now check my Slack channel and see what happens. All right, now I have a new message that I just received with the exact template that I configured. This message is coming from my fill out form, my name, email, the project type, and the project description. Now imagine all the possibilities. You can send different messages to different Slack channels. You can filter specific messages and send these messages based on criteria and send this to specific teams inside your organization. That's super helpful. If we want to continue sending information from our form to Slack, but we also want to send information to our table or Notion or any other service that is available here, we can continue adding more integrations, more connections here, and we can create more sophisticated types of integrations. We also have workflows here that we can use. This is also an option. We can also use some AI features built in. But if we want to take this one step further and we want to connect our form to other tools or more complex types of automations, this option here from Fillout will not be enough. So we can connect to third-party services and automation tools. We can connect to Zapier, we can connect to Make, or even Relay as well. When connecting to these services, we will be able to build way more complex types of automations with more steps, with paths. We could even use their services to filter information, to rework the data that we are receiving from the form. So we can build way more complex types of integrations and automations using these services. Or we could even use APIs. We could even use other services, more complex services like PipeDream. And we can also choose to not only use FillOut as our form builder, we can use other tools or even build our custom forms. Just have in mind that we have a lot of flexibility here and the possibilities are really endless. Hey, my friend, if you need help with a project or if you have any questions, we are here to assist. Visit our website at automationhelpers.com. We are offering free 30-minute consultation calls with our experts. I'm sure they'll be able to help you get your project done. Visit the link down below and make sure to book your call today. So let's think about another scenario now. Let's say I already use Airtable and I want to continue using just Airtable. I don't want to use another tool to build forms. Well, I can quickly come to the Forms tab here inside Airtable, and I can build a new form. Airtable also provides a lot of different templates for me to get started with, so I don't have to build everything from scratch. So if I want to use just Airtable and create my own form, I can click here, New Form. Here, I'm going to select the table that I want to use. I can either create a new one or use an existing one and give my form a name. In this case, it will be exactly that. I'm going to click here to create my form. And one nice thing about Airtable is that it will allow me to use the existing fields I already have inside my table. Here, I can select whether I want to continue using all the fields, or I can add new ones, or I can remove the ones that I'm not going to use specifically on this form. Now, here is very simple, very user-friendly, intuitive. I can add my logo, add a cover image, upload files, change the title, add description, change the fields, and everything else. And once I'm happy with the form that I've created, I can preview my form and I can publish my form. Now this form will be ready to use and I can choose who is going to be able to access and visualize this form. It could be anyone on the web, anyone at your company, anyone at a specific domain, or only users with base access. Okay, so if you want to make this public, you can choose this option. And there is another option here that you can use to embed this form. So you can copy this code and paste it on a website, for instance, and then people will be able to use this exact form on your website. So that's another option you have. So I'm going to select this option, anyone on the web. I'm going to copy this form link and I'm going to open a new page. As we can see here, I have my form. Because I'm logged in, I can edit and view data. But if I'm someone else that is not the base owner, of course, I'm only going to see the form itself, okay? Now, once someone submits this form, for instance, let's give it a try. I'm going to click submit. I'm going to see the thank you message. And now, if I go to my Airtable base, I'm going to see this new record created here. That's working fine. Now, if I want to use Airtable to create my forms, this information will be added to my base. But how can I actually send this data or send a notification to my Slack channel? Well, we also have automations built inside Airtable. So here I could simply create a new automation by clicking this button here, Create Automation, and I can add a trigger. This trigger is when a form is submitted, and then I select the table that I want to target, and I can select the form that I've just created, which is this one. Once I do that, whenever a person submits a new form, I can add some actions. I can send an email message, I can create a new record, update records, and do a lot more things here. But the one that I'm interested in for this video is this Slack integration. So I can choose this option here, which is send a message, and then I'm gonna configure this integration. You have to connect your Slack with Airtable. Then you're gonna give this a description. you're going to select your Slack account. If you have one already, you can select this one, or you can choose to connect to a new Slack account. I'm going to click here so you can see how it looks like. Once you see this page, you're going to click here to allow the integration. Then you're going to select the channel. This is the channel that I want to send this message to. And here on the message field, we can do the same thing we've done before. We're going to type in our message template. We can click here to add values coming from our base or from our form. We can click here on this little icon to add information from our records. So I'm going to add the name, the status, and the notes as well. Once you're happy with your message template, you also have some other options here. The bot name, you can give it a name. I'm going to call my bot Airtable Happy Bot. And you can also customize the icon with an emoji or an image from your database as well, or even use a URL. For now, I'm not going to use this feature, and I'm going to click Generate a Preview. It will show me the steps. I'm going to click Run Tests, and it will show me a sample record here. I've selected that sample record to test this automation, and it's showing how it will look like. So it will send a message to my Slack channel, and here's the template. So it seems everything is working okay. Now, the next step is to turn on my automation and, of course, give it a name. Send message to Slack when form is submitted. Okay, so the automation is done now. How quick was that? Very simple, right? Now, let's give it a try. I'm going to submit this form. Now, let's check our Slack channel. And as we can see, we have our Airtable Happy Bot and the message template that I've created. So again, a very nice and simple way to automate your Slack notifications coming from a form submission. Now, if we want to take this even further and use automation tools like I've mentioned before, like Make, Zapier, Relay, Pipedream, we can also do that. It always depends on the type of form we are going to use. Once we've decided which form builder we want to use, we have our form set up. The next step will be to pick your automation tool. For this video, I'm going to use Zapier. So you're going to go inside your Zapier account and you're going to click here to create a new Zap. Here, you can use AI to help you build this automation, or you can start from scratch. You have to first select a trigger, which is going to be the form tool you're going to use. So we can come here and we can search the form tool we are using. We can search Fill Out, or we can search Airtable, Smart Suite, and many, many more. For this example, I'm going to use Fill Out. I'm going to click here. Now I have to choose the trigger event. In this case, it's going to be the new form submission. Next, I'm going to sign into my account. I'm going to authorize Zapier to access my Fill Out form. Click Authorize. Now I have to click Continue, choose the form that I want to use. In this case, it will bring me all the options that I have inside my Fill Out account. If I have multiple forms, then I need to identify the specific form that I want to use. So in this case, I'm going to use this example form. Click Continue, and now it's going to test my trigger. It will try to bring existing information from my Fill Out account to my Zapier account. If you just created your form, I recommend you submit at least a couple tests and example messages to test your form and actually add some data to your form database before you actually do this step, because otherwise you will see no existing records available here. Since I've already submitted one to test the form, I have this submission showing up here. So this is the one that I'm going to select. I'm going to click Continue, and now we have to select our second step. Here we can connect to a bunch of different tools. We can, of course, focus on Slack and send messages to Slack, but we can send messages to a lot of different types of applications. That's the beauty of automation. We also have not only apps, but we have some built-in tools. We can use AI by Zapier, we can use filters, we can use formatters. Let's say the information you're collecting from the users through your form is not completely clear or clean to use for the specific purpose you have in mind. you can use a formatter to make some adjustments on the data you're receiving and maybe populate this information in a more structured way on your CRM or in other platform that you're planning to use. You can also create paths that will allow you to route the information that you're receiving. So let's say, for instance, if someone is sending a message and there is this type of information in this message, or if they selected a field, like I've shown before, if they select apps, then do this. If they select portals, then do something else. If they select integrations, send this information not only to Slack, but also send this information to my CRM, or send a message to a specific person on my team so they can call this person. So there are a lot of ways you can automate this and create different types of automations and paths. So that's why using a tool like Zapier could be a good alternative for you, because you can build more customized and complex types of automations. Now, you can use webhooks as well. You can even add code to your automation, add loops, and use other products from Zapier as well. You can use chatbots, interfaces, and tables. Now, let's focus on Slack for now. So I'm going to select Slack as our second event here. So every time we receive a new form submission from Fillout, I'm going to send this message to my Slack. So the Slack app is selected here. Now I have to select an event. And the event could be also different things. I can add a reminder, create a new channel, create private channel, delete an existing message, edit messages, find public channel, get message by timestamp, invite user to channel. So as we can see here, we have a lot more options that we can choose, not only just send a message to a specific channel. So that's the difference. We can do way more things with tools like Zapier, Make, and Pipedream. Now, we are going to use this option here, which is send channel message. And then we are going to sign into our Slack account. As we've seen before, that's the same process. We are going to see this page. We are going to click allow. And then we are going to have our Slack account connected to Zapier. We are going to click continue. Again, I'm going to pick the channel that I want to use. This is the channel. Select this channel. And here, again, I have to build the message template. If I click the plus icon here, I can add information coming from Fillout. I also have AI to help me select the fields that I can use. So I'm going to select the name, then I'm going to select the email. Here, I'm going to look for the type, which is under here. Then describe your project idea, and that's it. So I can fully customize this template. I can choose to send this as a bot or no. I can also customize the bot name. Happy Zapier is the bot name. I can also choose an icon, add a link to this Zap. I can attach images by URL, auto-expand links, link usernames and channel names. I can also choose to schedule when this message will be sent, add files, include threads as well, and configure all these little nitty-gritty details. So as we can see with Zapier, we can not only create this automation, but we can access a lot more little details and options to choose from and customize how this will actually work. So that's one of the main differences here. We're going to click continue now. It will bring this sample data from this form. We're going to click test step, and we're going to wait and see what's the result. If everything runs smoothly, we're going to see the green icons here, and we are going to see the results, and we can click publish to actually make this automation available. So now every time someone submits a message through this form, it will send a message on my Slack channel. I can also add a name to my automation. That's good practice. Now we can go to our Slack channel and check if we actually received that message. And as we can see here, we have a new message here coming from Zapier. The bot name is Happy Zapier. This is the message, the information from the form. So it's all here and it's all working. How cool is that? Since we are using Zapier, we can continue improving this automation to build a lot more things. We can click here to edit this, and we can add extra steps. So if I want to add a previous step here, I can choose other tools There are more than 7,000 different apps and tools that I can integrate with. So I could not only send this information to my Slack channel, but I could also send this to a Notion application that I have. I could send this to Airtable as well. So I could store this record on my Airtable database. So for instance, if I don't want to use the Airtable forms because I want to build, for some reason, a better and nice form experience, I could use, for instance, Fillout, or I could use Typeform or JotForm or Softer. So I could use any other form builder and send information to different types of applications. I can send information to Smart Suite as well. So I would keep adding extra steps here and create this more complex and powerful automation to do a bunch of things once someone submits a form. And that's the beauty of automations. That's the beauty of no code. And I hope now with this information, you've learned a little bit more about the automation space and how you can use it. And if you need help building more complex types of projects and automations and integrations, we are here to assist. So visit our website at automationhelpers.com and book your free 30-minute consultation call. Let me know which types of videos you want to see here next on the channel. Send your comment down below. I really appreciate your feedback. Now, my friend, if you want to continue learning about tech and automation, we have a lot more content for you here on this channel. So make sure to watch more videos to keep diving deeper into the automation space. Thanks for watching, and I catch you on the next one. Let's automate your business.